board. And first up is Joe Bonadies. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. I have a couple of areas to cover tonight. First, I read the application for the replacement school board candidates. Using resources from Michigan School Board Association, the ones that are okay with parents being called domestic terrorists, many call-outs in that application were candidates with an agenda need not apply. Well, I would propose that a DEI over all else person on that agenda should not be qualified. If you go down to Diversity Road, another DEI campaigner is the least diverse thing you could do. Lastly, you have chosen a lawyer for this slot, which means that the board now has 3 lawyers on it, maybe too many. Second, I need to apologize to the board. I called you negligent for not already having a job posting for the new superintendent. I did not see how you were being played by the superintendent to tie your hands on the retirement, which Mr. Lauterbach described as common knowledge last fall during the debate. I will thank Mr. Blasey for raising the issue at the last meeting to get the process going. He probably gained us 30 days. And I'm very glad to hear that he is on the search committee as the only one who actually was pushing the process. I will now claim that the president of this board was negligent in having no idea what the steps were to hiring a new superintendent and had to have his hand held by Mr. Sharrow through the process. Mr. Sharrow providing grim predictions of what the process speed could be and laying the groundwork for a maximal interim period. I wish the new superintendent good luck as we go through the next year. I hope she can help MPS recover from the abuse the kids have gone through these last 3 years. Thank you.
Next up, Isla McCubbin Green. Hi, Isla.
Hello, my name is Isla McCubbin Green, and I'm here to talk to you today about dual enrollment and how it's weighted in a student's GPA and how I believe we can improve it. To begin, a little bit of background. Dual enrollment is a student taking college courses for both college and high school credit. Across MPS, regular high school courses, their courses can be honors, accelerated, or regular, and this affects how it's weighted in a student's GPA. For example, if you take all honors courses and get A's in them, you'll have a 5.0 weighted GPA. If you take all regular and get an A, you'll have a 4.0. Currently, dual enrollment courses are weighted as accelerated, which is a very recent development, and they used to be regular. Even though students are taking courses with accelerated curriculum, they're taking college courses with other college students with college level expectations and rigor. Students are getting the weight in their GPA to reflect that their courses are not as hard as high school. Today, I'd like to propose that all dual enrollment courses that are 3 credits and above are weighted as honors courses in a student's GPA. This is because of several reasons. First of all AP classes or advanced placement classes that are offered at the high schools are honors courses, and College Board, the creator of AP classes, does offer equivalencies to college courses on their website and state that they're, like AP Computer Science A is equivalent to a 1-semester introductory college science, computer science course at college, which if those are equivalent, college is equivalent to AP, this should both be weighted as an honors course in the student's GPA. Not only that, but unfortunately, MPS doesn't have a super well-developed evaluation system or appeal process to the weight of a dual enrollment course. I myself spent 6 months trying to get a dual enrollment course I took reevaluated, only after that period to be told no concrete reason why my course couldn't be honors. Having all 3 credit courses and above for dual enrollment be honors courses makes it easier for the district to evaluate for the district, and it's a tried and true system. I myself was able to talk to several superintendents across the state of Michigan, like Lansing and Dearborn, who have all dual enrollment courses weighted as honors in their GPA, and it works well for them because it helps to acknowledge the work that students are putting into their courses for that higher level of curriculum, because this does affect students. Our weighted GPA determines a lot of things like our if you're the top 10%, your class ranking cum laude even, because you can take 10 dual enrollment courses through your high school career. That can have a huge effect on your weighted GPA. And so I ask that you all consider that all dual enrollment courses that are 3 credits and above be weighted as honors courses. I'm out of my time now, but if you have any questions at all, please contact me. You have my phone number, you have my email, and I have so much more I'd love to share with you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you. Renita Bonadis.
Good evening. I've received the agenda packets for the past 15 months and paid the fees, as we've not been given an allowable exemption for those fees. At the April school board meeting, there were several public comments made about a possible school board seat, like how it is handled in the process. One speaker even went on about how the community would not want anyone that wasn't completely on board with the DEI agenda that this school district pushes and has embraced. My question to this board is, how did they know about a possible seat becoming vacant? The information about Lynn's resignation to take effect immediately was not on the agenda, nor was it in the agenda packet we received. So how did this particular group hear about this opening? Was this information leaked to a certain group so they could make comments and sway the committee? Was this a breach of confidential information by a board member to their select group? Is that a violation of their position? I've requested the next 6 months of agenda packets and told it will be, again, another $278. There is a section in the Freedom of Information Act that allows this FOIA request that it could be fulfilled for free if the information is for the general use of the public. I make this information available on a few public sources with over 1,200 members when I receive it at no charge to the public. There is information that we find in the packets that is never made public at the board meetings, but is relevant to know. Like last year, the whole 27 pages of the continuity of learning plan was in the packet, but was never discussed or voted on at the board meetings. So we would not have known anything about it without having subscribed to that. I certainly understand that there is some time and cost involved to fulfill the FOIA request. I guess when I sit here and hear how much money the district has spent and has been able to save, it would seem that taking this little bit of money from a citizen of this community is unnecessary. Our tax dollars should be more than enough to cover a request for information that is being used publicly. The argument is that there is adequate transparency without this being given out for free, but as I mentioned, there is information that we wouldn't know without receiving these documents. That's not real public transparency. And yet again, I would like to point out that the board president is manipulating the sign-in sheet with the order in which we signed in. Thank you.
Justin Doty. Good evening, Justin.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Justin Dowdy, and I'm a 6th grade teacher at Jefferson Middle School. My wife, Sarah Dowdy, is a 3rd grade teacher at Woodcrest Elementary and Gerstacker recipient. I'm also a father of 2 boys who attend school in this district, one at Jefferson and one at Woodcrest. I'm currently finishing up year 7 here with MPS and year 16 overall. I'm here today to speak my mind in a public forum to let you all know how I and many others feel in this district when it comes to who you will choose for our next superintendent. So here's your first staff input. Just please don't forget what I'm about to say. I know it's a process. I want you to look for a superintendent that has a history of working with staff and not against staff. I want you to look for someone who visits the buildings and actually talks to the teachers. How are you doing? What do you need? How can we give you a better opportunity to have a positive impact on your students academically and socially? I worked at Central Park Elementary for the first 2 years it was open. The only time I saw Mr. Sherrow in our building is when he was giving a tour to a bunch of other suit and ties. I want someone who takes mental health seriously for our staff and students. If any of you were at the opening meeting this year, our district brought in a speaker who talked about how educators have been given more and more tasks throughout their career, and that educational systems and policies have continued to add to the list of teachers' responsibilities. To us teachers, it was almost hilarious. How hypocritical can we be? This district does just that. It adds to the list. If you really take mental health seriously for our staff, you will reduce the burden put on the teachers and take items off the list. It seems that the expectation still exists that teachers are supposed to stay at school for hours when kids leave. I can't speak for everyone, but when my work day is done, my work is done and my family takes priority. We most definitely need more counselors and social workers in our schools. These positions in our district are extremely understaffed and overworked. We all have students who have been abused in many ways. We have students who struggle with depression. We have students who need assistance at home. We all have students who just need help. As teachers, we are left to just figure it out. You say you can't hire more counselors and social workers because of the cost. My message to you is figure it out. You are putting a savings account over the needs of our children. Since I have worked here, there has always been a line in the sand between downtown administration and staff. How can we do what's best for kids if we don't listen to each other? Mr. Sherrill made a comment a few months ago during the board meeting that discussed the Jefferson Diversity Days debacle. His comment was, if you keep treating your leaders like this, you won't have any more. Have you not noticed what's going on with the teachers in this district and everywhere else? We have great teachers leaving this district every year for other jobs with less stress. They are leaving for jobs where they feel valued because here at MPS we feel like we're just a number. I was not surprised at all when he made that comment because it seems to always be about him and how he saved this district from financial destruction, how he brought us back. Well, sorry, your teachers paid the sacrifices to bring us back. The main reason this district does well is because of the outstanding teachers that we have in front of our kids. It's not because of PYP, PLTW, a new STEM school, it's the teachers. Our jobs become more difficult, more stressful each year. The future of our staff and students rests in your hands. Please choose wisely.
Thank you.